All right, we're about to get a little deep. What's up, Pisces and Sagittarius? You know what I'm saying? Happy Libra season to you too. And let's just get right into it. But before we get into it, I want to say that I removed the transitional planets, Jupiter and Saturn, from these relationship horoscopes because I want you to focus more on the personal planets, making this stuff more personal. And then subsequent from that, you can get into how to transition or where you transition and how you and your partner transition and so on and so forth. You can reach me at Benjamin Bugs Instagram if you want to send me a message. I can contact you back. Also, you already know you can get in the comment section and ask a question. So long as you don't get me into doing an entire reading based upon transition, we can talk. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it. It's Libra season. The sun, which is a luminary, influences focus inside of the sign Libra, which expressed and is the expression. It's about reciprocity, it's about balance, and it's about coming to terms, coming to grips, coming to terms and conditions, terms of the conditions. What are the stipulations between you two, right? So this is where the focus is at. And, there's going to be, although you share that with each other, there's going to be some differences when it comes to the houses, right? Because when people make plans on their own and they make plans that include each other people, if you don't listen to God while you're making those plans, God's going to laugh and God's going to show you that God has other plans for you. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm just communicating what God's plans are to you. So look at me as the messenger, all right? So look, for Sagittarius, the sun resides in the 11th house. Libra is the 11th house for Sagittarius. Now, the 11th house is going to have results for Sagittarius in this area: corporate revenue, bringing dreams into fruition, and friends. Okay? So, Sagittarius, this is what your focus should be on. Those things. How do you bring those things? How do you obtain those things as a result? So, I'm not even telling you to feel any type of way about it yet. I'll get to that when I get to the expression of the Libra, which is next, and when I talk about the different planets, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. So let's get into Libra. The expression of Libra is balancing the relationships and making sure that they're reciprocal. And if they're not reciprocal, why not? Right? So if you don't feel a fair exchange of energy between the friends that you already have, between the corporate revenue that you're making right now, and the friends that you have right now, this means that the rest of the planets that we're going to get into is going to be there in these different signs to inform you of why that is and what you can do to make the proper adjustments to make that happen for you well. Now, don't mind me. Things may be going swell for you in this area, Sagittarius, and if they are, kudos to you. All right? But like I said, the houses differ, right? Because Pisces has the sun inside of their 8th house. Libra is the 8th house for Pisces. Now, it doesn't mean that y'all are isolated in these situations, because the 11th house is a place of commonality, meaning you can share this house with someone. And the 8th house also is a house of commonality where you can share with other people. It depends on what the decision-making process is in these houses for you too. So Sag, for you, if your Pisces partner is one of those friends that help you bring your dreams into fruition, y'all are focusing together. If they are one of those people who help you bring in corporate revenue, which might even apply to bringing your dreams into fruition, the more the merrier, right? Y'all share common ground here. So God can work in y'all favor if y'all on that type of tip. I told y'all got power couple vibes. I told y'all this before. You know what I mean? Now, on the other hand, Pisces, if you share the decision making when it comes to finances, when it comes to mortgages, when it comes to taxes, when it comes to insurance policies and stuff like that, then guess what? Y'all have another common ground that y'all can stand on and be empowered in. And this is what God is suggesting for y'all. Now, if y'all doing this with other people, it is what it is, but you can't be mad at each other. You can't be upset with each other if you don't know the rules. And I think that's why I'm saying where this can get deep, because I'm noticing that people don't know the rules of corporate revenue, what friends are, how they assist you in bringing your dreams into fruition. Some of us do it vaguely because we don't have the knowledge base of how the operations of business go. But don't fret. This is why we're having this discussion as well, because it should encourage you to learn these things if you don't already. You know what I mean? Even if you're an onlooker like Pisces, if you're looking at your Sag, have this group of friends and they're having this all luxurious time because of the corporate space that they share, then this can encourage you, Pisces, to say, you know what? I want that for myself too. It might not be with Bay, but I do at least want it for myself, and I can learn from watching them. You know what I'm saying? But here nor there, Pisces is going to be in a focus of secrets as well, right? So if y'all do share these obligations and the decision making for these obligations, Sagittarius, then Pisces is going to want you to keep that under wraps. They're not going to want you to expose y'all business to other people, stating how much y'all got on y'all tax returns and, you know what I mean, how great the sex is and all that. Like, Pisces is not going to want you talking about all of that. You know, so, well, Pisces is not going to be talking about all of that. You know what I mean? But you're in a house, your focus is in a house of friendships and stuff like that. You might be telling everybody at work and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not telling you what to do. If that's what you feel you want to do, then go ahead and do it. But don't be surprised if Pisces starts smashing one of your coworkers. Why did I have to take it there? I don't know. But sometimes you got to add a twist of humor to this. And that ain't even funny, right? But you got to understand sometimes these are real life situations. If you don't understand this shit, then that's what happens. But my point there is to understand, for you to understand, Sag, that the 8th house is more of a serious house. It entails the two of you. It's life after marriage. It's life after the union, after the solidified relationship. You know what I'm saying? So if your Pisces is in that energy of Libra relationship, which I'm in with you, chick, and I'm handling this business of how much taxes we paid, how much we owe, goddamn it, how much we owe in debt and stuff like that, and you express this with somebody at work that I don't even vibe with like that, then you can understand where there could be some type of extremity and turmoil when it comes to that situation. Now, let's talk about the planet Mercury. The planet Mercury is the sun's secretary. So where the focus is in the sign of Libra, Mercury, wherever Mercury is, which is in the sign of Virgo, is going to be assisting the sun in that focus. It's going to have impact on it, right? So what does Mercury do? Mercury influences. It doesn't force you, but it will influence you to use your brain. It will influence you to think, process information, and learn. Okay, speak as well. Don't be so hell-bent on the speaking area because Mercury is in retrograde. So if y'all are wondering why y'all are not kicking it like that or not kicking it like you used to, just understand we're going through a time right now. All of us are going through it, and it could be healthy when you internalize during Mercury retrogrades. Think about what you're going to say, because some type of way you went through this loop before, you've experienced some of this energy before, and now you're coming back to cross the T's and dot the I's and make this sensible. And it's even more of a great time to talk about that because Mercury is in the sign of sensible, Virgo. So when Virgo gets the Virgo in, and Virgo in, although y'all not Virgos, y'all gonna understand what Virgo in means right now because Mercury is there and it rules over Virgo. So what's going to happen is you're going to be assessing things. You're going to want to make it make sense, sensibility, and you're going to be doing this to perfect situations that are what? Relative to the house, which produces the result and the intent that God has in store for y'all. However, higher power, universe, whatever you want to call it. I know we in some spread out times right now. Don't get mad at me, whatever. But Sag, for you, it's in the 10th house, so this represents your career. You understand what I'm talking about? So I told you about the friends in the 11th house where the focus is, right? So now, how are they contributing to your career? Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it stagnant? How does it make you feel? And it ain't even meant necessarily how you feel. I don't know where your moon, your moon is moving around. I'm not going to say to avoid your feelings, but right now we're doing critical assessments, right? We're using our prefrontal cortex to make the best mammalian decisions that we can make with that. You know what I'm saying? We're using reason, conscious reasoning here. So you'll be assessing and perhaps communicating based upon these things. Now, will you be communicating with your partner about this? It all depends. You know what I'm saying? Do you kick it with your Pisces about your career? Do you inform them about the things that you're doing? Or that's more of a putting it out to your audience and letting them, your fans or whatever the case may be, letting them settle that for you and sway your decision making when it comes to how you critically assess your career. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people get in the comment section and that's what shapes and molds people's career. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes some commenters, they rattle people's cages. You know what I'm saying? So Sag, are you on that? And the goal of it is to assess whether it has impact that's positive or negative, or should I say productive or destructive inside of your 11th house, where your friends help bring your dreams into fruition. Are you getting wish fulfillment? You know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to be looking at. Now, Pisces, on the other hand, is going to be looking at it from a 7th house perspective, which includes you, Sagittarius. So although you may not be paying attention to that, you may be more career bound. There is a saying in astrology that says, sort of like work-life balance. In order to have a great career, you should have a great family life as well. All right. So if you're in a relationship, or you're in a relationship with a Pisces, then figure how to balance that out with your Pisces, because their 7th house includes you. I know your thought process is in the 10th house, but can't forget about your partner. Their thought process is in their 7th house. So some type of way they're going to be looking at you like, yo, babe, you sure been on the job a whole lot, or, you know, what's up? Like, you good? You ain't checking in or whatever? They got you pretty busy over there. You too busy now, huh? You know what I'm saying? It might be a thing, and it ain't nothing to frown on. It's just something to be mindful of, because you are obligated to the relationship that you got into. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying about the rules and how this can get deep. Sometimes people don't understand the rules. You know what I'm saying? People be breaking them and just be forgetting them these days, because so many other things can potentially grasp your attention, right? But this is where Pisces is at it with the thought process, assessing and being critical about that. So you could be on a chopping block right now, Sag. You could be being looked at awkward or funny, or you could be looked at in a way that says, you know what, I'm going to change some shit up. I'm going to switch some shit up for a babe. I'm going to pop up at the job. You know what I'm saying? Not in a way like that. You know what I'm saying? But just like, you know, do something nice, or send a bouquet of roses there, whatever the case may be, you know, switch it up, because Virgo is a mutable sign. If you feel that, you know what, maybe Sag is working so much or doing things as career-based so much because, you know, maybe there's some lack in the relationship department. Therefore, I should take action and make the critical assessment to understand that, and therefore make moves to bring balance to their career, because the saying still goes, great family life will support a great career life, and vice versa. So, you know, maybe Pisces, you got to make that move to make that happen. All right. So let's get to the planet Venus. Venus influences money, it influences attraction, and it influences harmonious interactions. So even more of a reason to look at this critical assessment, Pisces, is to look at where Venus is at, because Venus rules over the 7th house, and harmonious relationships is the partnership that you're in. So luckily, and I say luckily, it's in Virgo right now, because Mercury is also in Virgo, so you get to have these two planetary actions or influences inside of this expression to assist you in making the tweaks necessary, right? Virgo is about tweaking things, perfecting things. So although Venus falls in Virgo, it can give you the time, Pisces, to say, you know what, maybe it's not all about cash right now. Maybe it's about me investing just energy that is harmonious with my Sag, meaning hear them out. You know, don't be their opponent. You know what I mean? Make this gel well, despite if I have a disagreement with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's big of you, but that's part of what being in relationships is. You know what I'm saying? To be able to cooperate, and sometimes you gotta bite your tongue in order to cooperate and understand where somebody else is coming from. Because Sagittarius got Venus inside of Virgo as well, but for them, it's in their 10th house. You know what I'm saying? So they might have to bite the bullet in the corporate arena or in the workplace or wherever they're getting their, you know, getting their shine on, where everybody is looking at them, because they got to be harmonious in relationships that maybe don't treat them fairly. Maybe they don't have the reciprocal relationship that Libra suggests, that Venus suggests. And because Venus is in Virgo for them as well, they're having a critical assessment of that and saying, you know what, fuck this job. It ain't enough money for me to stay here. They might be going through one of those. It might not be all peaches and cream. You feel me? So this is something to look at. And when you look at Venus being the love planet, allegedly, right, being the planet of harmonious interactions, they may be looking to confide more in you, Pisces, and say, you know what, Venus is assaulted in Pisces. Come here, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's fuck all this other shit right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a potentiality. Who knows? I'm just telling you what's in store for you and what goes right now. And this is what the transits are stating. You know what I mean? Also attraction. So pay attention, Sag, to what you're attracting to your career. And if the relationships are not harmonious, it probably has something to do with being in the public eye and being an authoritative figure, because that's what your career does. You know what I mean? So you could take a look at yourself as well, critical assessment of yourself, Virgo, right? And say, well, what can you do to tweak and perfect your craft so maybe you can make your relationships more harmonious? And I know how it is, right? Especially with you, Sag. You be like, fuck that. I don't give a fuck about nothing or nobody. What I say goes, and how I do it is how I do it. I know how y'all be on it. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, you got to be ready to deal with what comes with that. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be able to say, you know what? I do, or take accountability, should I say. I have this energy attracted to me because of what I put out, and it just is what it is. All right? Don't say, you know what? I don't understand why this is happening, because that's bullshit. And your Pisces is going to know that because Venus is in their 7th house as well. And they're going to be like, come on, chick, you attract that shit. Look at you. Did you hear your last speech? Like, this shit was crazy. You're reckless. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm putting the stigma on you right now, Sag, but sometimes you don't. It's like you're oblivious to the shit you be saying sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But you can definitely be sweethearts and all that. But this is another. I'm not talking about my experiences with Sagittarius and all that. Forget about that, right? My point is to make the points here. Pisces is also attracting things with Venus as well. So Pisces, who are you attracting, and why are you attracting them? Are you attracting other people than your spouse, other than Sag? And because you know the result and the intent of you having this attraction level is to gain partnership. So sometimes the partnership becomes plural and you have partnerships. And this is a given, right? Especially if you're in business and you're making moves to do what it is that you do, especially if it's wealth related, because as Venus is the money planet, then this should be understood by your Sag partner, and they should have more of a understanding because they got it going on in their career, right? Which is usually a solo act. Sure, other people that help you, but when you're at the pinnacle and you're at the top of your game on your career, that's something that you hold on by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You call and you ask, can I speak to Mrs. So-and-so? Yeah, that's the boss. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm her husband. Put her on the phone, please. I'm like, God damn, she holding weight over there, right? That's that 10th house shit. So you got to understand the 7th house arena too. You know what I'm saying? So, but Sag, be aware, you know what I'm saying? You can keep a critical assessment of that as well and be like, yo, look at Bay. I ain't even tripping. I ain't jealous. You know what I'm saying? He put that shit on. He getting attracting clients and stuff like that. Look at him go. He's getting money. I like that. He got more agreements. He got more gigs coming in. That's my Bay. That's Bay. Fuck you talking about. Now, boom. Let's get into the planet Mars, which influences taking action, desire, and energy, right? It's in the sign of Gemini, right? Gemini's expression is writing, talking, travel, short distance travels, trips around the community and stuff like that, right? Learning. Did I say that? If I didn't, I meant to. Sag, for you, it's in the 7th house. So, okay, I'm guided to say this. Pisces, if your Sag partner is taking action and doing something for themselves, it might be a speaking engagement, it might be an event in the area nearby. I don't care if y'all not living with each other, if you can make the trip and stuff like that, and you are called on to make that trip, as long as y'all have an understanding that y'all are in an obligated relationship like that, and y'all not just faking each other out, y'all just playing around with each other and shit, and y'all understand what y'all positions are in each other's life, Pisces show up. You understand what I'm saying? Pisces show up, because that's where, although they're doing something for themselves, Mars is a solo act, it's a solo energy, but it's their 7th house, bro. It's their 7th house, sis. Show up. You their girl, if you their man, show up. You're supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? Even if you ain't got nothing to do with it, show up. Be on their arm. 7th house is public. So what if they're going to be hating and they don't want to see y'all together? So what? You know what I'm saying? It's still Mars. Y'all want to get it. No violence, y'all. No violence. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, show up. Take action. You know what I mean? And also be mindful of what you put in your body so that you can exert the best. You know, put the best in so you can exert the best out. Should you have it like that, you know, everybody ain't got the same bank book and all that. I'll get it, you know what I'm saying? But if you can, you know, make it do what it do. Pisces, Mars is in the fourth house for you. So Sag, just be mindful that Pisces is doing all in their power to build legacy right now. You know what I mean? And it's also a house of common ground. Y'all share common ground here if y'all on it like that. Family business or just family domestic life. If y'all stay together, if y'all plan on living together, if y'all making plans that are long term together, then Pisces is putting all their energy into that stuff. Long term account, saving, interest bearing savings accounts, CDs, you name it. That's what Pisces is putting all their energy into right now. And y'all can connect thoughts on this because Gemini is a mutable sign. It involves others. So sure, Mars can get to conversing in a way that turns into an argument or a debate because it's Mars and Mars over here and it's in the, speech Gemini. But it also is an area where you can connect thoughts, ideal thoughts at that, right? For the fourth house for Pisces, seventh house relationships for you, Sag. So I think y'all can find better common ground over there than maybe the 10th house and 7th house thing. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Mars and it's a 7th month run, y'all could really make some things happen. So I hope y'all got the best out of this, and I hope y'all are happy, have a happy Libra season. I'm out.